55 to meet quarterback who last won back-to-back Super Bowls, but now playing for the Tampa Bay Bucks, Tom Brady. It's Chiefs versus Bucks. This is NFL Game Day Highlights presented by the Pepsi Super Bowl 55 halftime show alongside a Super Bowl champion, David Carr. I am Rhett Lewis. And, well, Mahomes versus Brady. Brady, the only quarterback to ever beat Mahomes in the playoffs. Here we go. What do you think here, David Carr?
Well, I mean, as good as this quarterback matchup is, I don't know if I could put together a better matchup as far as personnel goes on both sides of the ball. I mean, this is going to be tremendous watching the Chiefs and their explosiveness with the Bucks and how good their defense, how fast they are. And then vice versa. You got some great matchups on the other side with the Bucks and their skill players, and then Spagnuolo and what's he going to do with his defense and Chris Jones and how they're going to choose to attack him. I thought Spags did a great job against Buffalo, too. I mean, they decided to play some man coverage and really challenge those guys. But these guys, I mean, with Kelsey and Mahomes out there, it was too much. It just felt like, it was almost inevitable, this game. So I'm excited for this next one coming up. It's going to be huge.
So Patrick Mahomes, first player in NFL history with 2 playoff games of 300-plus passing yards, 3-plus passing touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in his first 4 seasons. Absolutely terrific. Again tonight, 325 and 3 TDs. They spotted him 9 points, David, but that felt like 10 years ago that it was 9-0 Bills. And it's up 38-24.
And even when it was 9, it was like, okay, maybe that's enough. But we knew it wasn't. You go back to last year, the Texans and, coming from 3-4 scores down. So these guys are just extremely talented.
Patrick Mahomes in a terrific postseason run, illustrated here as he now has 1 more passing touchdown than Russell Wilson in his first 4 seasons for the most in NFL postseason history. More than our pal Kurt Warner, more than Dan Marino. Patrick Mahomes, 17, his 4th career playoff game with 3-plus passing touchdowns. And for the Bills, look, this was going to be a tough ask for them, period. I mean, it's a tough ask for anybody who goes up against the Kansas City Chiefs. But you have a couple of opportunities down in close in the red zone, and instead of going for it, knowing what you're up against and trying to go for the 6, you settle for 3, and at that point you felt like, man, it's going to be tough to keep pace with these guys, right?
Yeah, we've seen this in both games today, where almost being the most aggressive team has paid off. And really, I think that it does more than that. I think that it just shows your team that you're here for it. I mean, they did. They went for it early on a 4th down, but I would like to see them try and punch that in. What I thought was really impressive about the Chiefs defense is they don't get talked about a lot, right? They are kind of just the stepchild of the team, and the offense is fantastic, and maybe the defense is okay, but they challenged them. They played tight man-to-man coverage and challenged Josh Allen to throw on time and rhythm to Stephon Diggs, to Cole Beasley, and they weren't able to do it. They got him to hold the ball and try and move around and make some dynamic plays. And I felt like as soon as they got him off of his spot, they felt like they had won. So great job by Spagnuolo, great job by that defense and kind of limiting what they were able to do, on the offensive side. But the Chiefs obviously on the offensive side score 38 points. They're going to put up big numbers. But if you're not able to be precise against them, then you're not going to have a chance.
Aggressive play, we saw it at the end of the first half with the Bucks, right? In the final 20 seconds, they decided to go for it all instead of kick a long field goal. Ends up paying off for them. They get a touchdown before the end of the first half. And then, a little bit more on the conservative side, right, for the Packers and for the Bills, then they both come up short. And again, I guess you go back to the NFC Championship game. Who do you have more confidence in? Aaron Rodgers to score in that situation, or your defense? I mean, I feel like you always choose Aaron Rodgers. And then again, here in this game, who do you have more confidence in? Josh Allen to score, or your defense to stop the best player in the game? I mean, that's...
Yep. It's almost like you answered your own question just there. As soon as you just say it out loud, it's like, that's the answer. Yeah. The answer is betting on your quarterback. And when they don't do that, then you're stuck. Now you're in a position, not to talk about the team that's not going to be in it, but the Packers, you hear Aaron Rodgers, and they ask him after the game, and he says, well, it wasn't my call. I didn't make that decision. And you're like, well, that's going to affect what goes on in the future now. So, I mean, always bank on your quarterback. And the defense is always there to bail you out. I mean, that's how Bruce Arians approached it. If we go for this, we don't make it, defense bail us out. I mean, they bailed Brady out after he threw 3 interceptions. So that's what they're there for. It's a total team game.
Yeah, no question. One thing to follow for the Kansas City Chiefs, their starting left tackle Eric Fisher leaving with an Achilles injury. And we saw what a difference a starting left tackle being out made for the Green Bay Packers against the Bucs. who had 5 sacks today on Aaron Rodgers, so that a storyline to follow. Coming up, the NFL Game Day Final. Keeping you all caught up as our Super Bowl matchup is set.
Super Bowl 55 is all set. The defending champion Kansas City Chiefs will take on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers in their home 2 weeks from today. We will break it all down momentarily. As for Brady and the Bucs, they won their 3rd straight road playoff game on Sunday at historic Lambeau Field. Final few ticks of the first half. 4th down. Brady goes for it. Scotty Miller somehow beats Kevin King. Our 10-time Pro Bowler Joe Thomas will tell us exactly how that happened to give the Bucs a double-digit halftime lead. 4th quarter, just over 2 minutes to go. Pack down 8. Incomplete on 3rd down. Instead of going for it on 4th, they elect to kick the field goal. Matt LaFleur said he regrets that decision because Aaron Rodgers, his likely 3-time MVP, would never see the ball again. Chris Godwin takes the quick pitch, gets down after the 1st down, and yes, the Packers send the Bucs home. They're happy to oblige because they're playing the Super Bowl in their home stadium. As for Aaron Rodgers, another missed opportunity.
Aaron, did you agree with the decision to kick it there on 4th down?
Well, I didn't have a decision on that one. Yeah, that wasn't my decision, but I understand the thinking above 2 minutes with all of our timeouts, but yeah, that wasn't my decision.
Bill Huber.
Aaron, I know it's been a struggle to get to the stage, and you had the home game, everything that you wanted. Can you possibly express what you're feeling right now?
Yeah, Bill, I'm just pretty gutted. You know, it's a long season. You put so much into it to get to this point. And then, the way, we had our chances. So, I'm not different position the last couple of these where we got blown out and didn't really have a chance. They went up 3 scores. We battled back with a couple scores. Defense came up with some big turnovers, and we had a lot of chances. So, but yeah, overall, just pretty gutted.
Ryan Wood.
Aaron, I know you weren't on the field for it, but you saw how the game was being officiated and played all game. Just curious if you've seen the DPI on Kevin and if you had any thoughts on that.
I think it was a bad call. I think there were a few opportunities, for some plays down the field for us that weren't called. Just surprised that call in that situation was made. We get the ball back with probably 1:35 and a timeout with a chance to win the game, go to the Super Bowl. Didn't look like it was even catchable. So, yeah, there's a bad call.
Real quick, Kenny Clark is in room 2. We'll continue here. Mark Daniels.
Aaron, the 2 series after the Jair picks, can you just talk about those 3 dropbacks in a row and a couple of sacks?
Yeah, we had some chances, obviously. Like I said, we had the ball there with all the momentum and just kind of needed 1 first down, I think, to get going. We just didn't get it, which was disappointing.
Steve McGargy.
Oh, it's been so good in goal-to-go situations all season. We had a couple where he had to settle for field goals this time. So what was the difference tonight? Was it just Tampa Bay's defense being so good, or lack of execution, or what was the difference this time?
Yeah, they had really good defense. I think that's where some of the credit has to go. But we had some chances. We had some opportunities. We had a couple mental errors on some of those plays, which hurts. But we had some chances too. I felt good about the plays that were called and the opportunities. We just didn't execute.
Marty Hendricks.
Aaron, in the first half, you closed within 14-10 on that field goal. Can you talk about that series when you settled for the field goal there in the first half?
Yeah, that's part of it. We had mental error, and I'm not sure. I got to look at the film on whether or not that ball was catchable today, but we had some opportunities. Obviously, we've been so good in the red zone all season. This was a game where we needed 7. Didn't come up with it a couple times.
Aaron Rodgers is going home, and so is Tom Brady to Tampa to play in Super Bowl 55 against the champs. We'll break it down now. It is time right now for Game Day Final presented by Mercedes-Benz. Welcome back, Pat and the Chiefs. They are going down to Tampa, where they already upended Tom Brady once this season, a second time, and they will get a second straight Super Bowl ring. It is time right now to break it all down on Game Day Final presented by Mercedes-Benz. Hi, everybody. I am Chris Rose, joined right now by the 10-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman, future Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. And Joe, let's start right out of the gate with Patrick Mahomes. We didn't know how he would be health-wise heading into the AFC Championship game against the Buffalo Bills. Of course, he's dealing with that turf toe. I'm going to say this. I will be more shocked if Mahomes, by the time it's all said and done, does not finish as a top 3 quarterback than if he does. Am I crazy or not after seeing what we saw on Sunday?
Well, Patrick Mahomes was absolutely magnificent. I think any questions coming into this game about the injured toe and how that was going to affect his mobility, which has been a big part of his game so far throughout his young career in the NFL. I think all those questions were answered very quickly in this game. Watching Patrick Mahomes scramble outside the pocket, hit his guys down the field. I think if Buffalo had any intentions early on in the game to try to pressure him, to see what that toe looked like, to try to get him outside the pocket, make him uncomfortable, it was not going to work, and they had to go back to the drawing board after Patrick Mahomes exploded for 21 points in that second quarter.
All right, but Joe, am I fanboying too much here with Mahomes? Or is there something to what I'm saying about his greatness only through 3 starting seasons so far?
I don't think you're fanboying. I mean, when you watch this guy, he does things that we've almost never seen at the quarterback position. Of course, everybody always talks about the arm angles he throws at and how he can throw the football down the field, but he's an incredible decision maker. And for a young quarterback to be able to consistently make good decisions, not throw the ball into coverage, to be able to find the windows when it's time to run, when it's time to hold on to the football and maybe throw it away, he just makes those decisions like a veteran quarterback already only in his 3rd season as a starter. So that's what makes me so excited about this Super Bowl, right? Because it's going to be the old GOAT versus the new GOAT.
The old GOAT? Boy, you just called him an old. He is an old GOAT. He's 43 years old. And this is remarkable. He is old. Well, yes. I can't say that. I'm about to turn 50 over the next few days. So I'm just old. And I'm not a GOAT. So here we go. We got the young GOAT and the old GOAT going head to head for the 5th time. They've split their 4 previous meetings. As for Mahomes, he's won the statistical battle, but it's Brady 2, Mahomes team 2. And, of course, let's spin it back to when the first time it really counted. 2018 title game in Kansas City. Mahomes led the Chiefs to 24 fourth-quarter points and a game-time field goal. But then we had a coin toss because we're going to overtime. Patriots win that. And Mahomes never sees the ball again. Brady leads the Patriots down the field. Burkhead scores. They are off to the Super Bowl, where 2 weeks later they would upend the LA Rams en route to Brady's 6th Super Bowl ring. Patrick Mahomes would have to wait another season. Now, as for Brady, great first half against the Packers, 3 interceptions in the second half in the NFC title game. If he has that kind of performance, they're going to get blown out. How confident are you that Brady and the Bucs offense will be able to keep pace with what we saw out of Kansas City on Sunday?
Well, you're setting it up like I'm supposed to be confident. I'm not, because like you said, to be able to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you have to play flawless football. And what flawless football means is you have to be really good on 3rd down, because you can't have 3 and outs. You can't give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. And one thing you absolutely certainly cannot do is throw interceptions, because Patrick Mahomes can score in incredible bunches. We saw it in this game in the second quarter, where they got behind a little bit and all of a sudden, boom, 21 points in the second quarter. And it doesn't really matter where they are in the game, whether they're ahead or behind. Patrick Mahomes, with all the weapons they have, has such an ability to explode that you really need to take care of the football. You need to play small ball, which really is what Tom Brady does best. The no risk it, no biscuit approach that Bruce Arians really loves. I don't know if that's going to apply in this Super Bowl. We need to go back to Tom Brady circa New England Patriots, where he's dinking and dunking down the football field. He's chewing up clock. They're taking up the play clock. I know I'm boring you just thinking about it. You want the shootout, but that gives them the best chance to win.
Don't give me the bummer. No risk it. No. Did you see that play at the end of the first half that the Bucs ran? That's what I want to see. That's the fun stuff.
I know it's fun for you, but when the score is 47-38 and the Buccaneers lose, they're going to be a little upset that they tried to play fun ball to make Chris Rose happy.
Okay, it's never about making Chris Rose happy. Believe me, it hasn't been, ever. Okay, so I just want to read off the stat sheet momentarily here, Joe, so humor me. Tyreek Hill, AFC title game, 9 for 172. That 172 is the Chiefs' franchise playoff record. Travis Kelce, 13 for 118. That 13 catches is also a Chiefs playoff record. Which one do you need to stop?
So I think this is the conundrum that the Chiefs offense gives you, is that you have to be deeper than the deepest, because as we know, Patrick Mahomes has the arm to throw the football to any blade of grass on the field, wherever Tyreek Hill is, because he's so fast, he can get behind you. So when you back up your secondary as fast as you have to compensate for Tyreek Hill's speed and Patrick Mahomes' arms, it opens up these huge voids underneath for Travis Kelce. But really, I think the key is Travis Kelce, because he's the guy that Patrick Mahomes is always looking for in those third down situations, those opportunities for them to stay on the field, and he always finds those huge windows for Patrick to throw to. And if Tyreek Hill is shut down, they can still go to Mecole Hardman down the field, who's another burner. So I don't necessarily think that stopping their burners is the most important thing. It's stopping Travis Kelce, because he's the one that does the damage in those critical moments in the game when you get down to the goal line and when you're in that third down situation.
Yeah, and of course the Bucs will say, hey, Joe, you didn't see what they did to us in Week 12, where Tyreek had more than 200 yards receiving in the first quarter and almost 270 for the game. But we will get to that. We'll get to that momentarily. You made a good point, though. It definitely was a good point. As for the Chiefs' defense, they're probably standing over there saying, hey, we were great against the Browns. We made Josh Allen uncomfortable all day. Now we get to deal with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Of course, the leader on that side of the football, Tyrann Mathieu, he caught up with our Jeff Chadilla.
Tyrann, I want to ask you, first of all, playing the Buffalo Bills today, what was the key to shutting down that offense?
It's all about team. It's all about playing together. It's all about staying tight as a unit. Obviously, those guys get paid too. They're going to make some plays. But at the end of the day, it's all about staying together. I thought we did that. That's why we was able to win today.
You guys have talked all year about running it back. You're going